Hello and welcome to the Ilene Silverman Show. I'm your host, Ilene, and on this week's program, our guests discuss Voices Rising Community Chorus, a combined adult and youth community chorus of over 100 voices, now celebrating their 5th anniversary season with a special upcoming spring concert. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Thanks for joining us for our program. The members of Voices Rising Community Chorus would all agree that when they sing together, they make magic. To tell us more, I'm pleased to introduce my guests, Ruth Lewis, Artistic Director and Conductor of Voices Rising Community Chorus, and Jan Tucci, Board President of Voices Rising Community Chorus. And welcome both Ruth and Jan. Delighted to have you here.
Thank you so much for having us. It's a real privilege to be
Well,
here.
it was a privilege to join you for rehearsal recently on a Sunday and to get to see you, Ruth, in action as conductor and artistic director, and to sing with all the wonderful 100-plus voices, members of your chorus. And I congratulate you on your 5th season and how so much has evolved for this chorus, for Voices Rising. So tell us, how did this whole idea get started for you?
This chorus had its birth, so to speak, in 2013. Several folks who had previously sung with me wanted me to start a community chorus. And there was a team of about 8 people that met for an entire summer. Every week we met trying to think, how are we going to do this? How are we going to organize this? Where would we rehearse? How would we advertise it? And it took all summer to kind of get it together. In fact, Jan was part of that initial team, planning team. And then we had about 2 weeks to publicize it. And I was really hopeful that we would have about at least 30 people come. We were totally amazed at the very first registration. 72 people came.
Yes.
And we're a rather unique chorus in Gainesville. When I was asked to do this, I thought, well, we already have the Gainesville Civic Chorus for adults. We have the Gainesville Youth Chorus for youth. There are barbershop choruses for men and women. There are church choirs. Well, I thought I needed to do something different.
What would be your difference?
So my idea was an intentionally intergenerational chorus. So we advertised this as for adults and for youth age 10 and up.
Right.
Since we'd be singing basically adult music, I put 10 as the lowest age.
Right.
However, in actual fact, we've had some 8 and 9-year-olds join us over the years.
But it's all working out, I can see.
So yes, so we were stunned. 72 people the very first day. Now we have about 100 voices.
Right. And you have family members singing together.
Yes, we even have 3 generations
that is
singing
unique.
together, and that's really special. And it's just been an amazing journey
I can see.
And
And Jan, you've been part of that journey pretty much
From the very beginning.
from
I
the
sang
very
with
beginning.
Ruth prior to this, and was one of the people who encouraged her to do this, and was part of the planning team. And yes, we met every week for the summer,
Every Friday.
So every Friday, and it's been a wonderful journey. It's been very exciting, and I love the music. I love singing with Ruth and the others, and altos rock. 'Cause I'm
Yes,
an
I could
alto.
see. I was
Yes,
kind of in the
yes.
altos and
Yes,
sort of
yes,
slash
yes.
sopranos. Everyone was helping me along. But what I could see is everyone's, that idea of magic. Everybody's helping everyone along and making the most beautiful sounds that they can. And it's got to be such an encouragement. I mean, people must really look forward to this rehearsal and to your performances.
I think they do. I mean, many people in the chorus make it their priority to come, and it's what feeds their soul for the week.
Yes.
They come and sing, and even if they were tired when they arrived, they go home energized.
Yes, it changes them.
and
They're
it's
ready to start the week.
It's grown into a real community
Yeah.
too. They care for each other.
Right.
They, do social things together, potlucks, and they
Right.
enjoy
It
getting
becomes-
to know each other.
Right. It's just, I could see a big part of everyone's lives. And then you do things for the community also, Jan. Tell me a little about that, because each concert or many benefit a nonprofit.
Right, and it's a local nonprofit.
Yes.
We really focus on that, and that was something that Ruth also brought up when we first started, was we must give some of our contributions to others. And we started out with the Friends of Elementary Art, because that's
Appropriate.
children, and then we
Right.
moved on to the Duval Elementary Fine Arts Program, where we helped to buy them some instruments. But we've branched out. We've done Family Promise that helps homeless families become housed. Florida Organic Gardeners, the Acorn Clinic, which serves North Central
Yes.
Florida, and
All very deserving.
They're all very deserving, and it's kind of diverse. And one that's coming up is the Center
Right.
for Independent Living.
April 28th.
April
April
28th.
28th, two
And,
concerts that
two
day.
concerts for them, and I had the opportunity as president. I get to tour some of these places, and so I was
Wonderful.
able to tour the Center for Independent Living, and they do so much for so many.
I agree.
It's wonderful.
We featured
Right.
them on our show, and many of the other groups. So I just say it's a wonderful opportunity for us as audience members, community members, to be able to attend your performances and to learn about this. And I congratulate you, and we have a lot more to cover. But we're going to take a quick break. Stay with us. We'll be right back. We're back talking about Voices Rising Community Chorus, and I'm pleased to introduce Kathy McGuire and Caden McGuire Surrency, grandmother and grandson, and both members of Voices Rising Community Chorus. And I'm pleased to welcome both of you here.
Thank you, Arlene.
Well, ever this was representative of an intergenerational chorus, it's right here in front of me, Kathy and grandson Caden, and I believe Kathy, your husband also is
Yes.
involved, and yeah.
John also came along.
Okay, so see, this is what a great opportunity. Kathy, how did you first get involved?
Well, I saw a flyer in Publix, and it said community choir starting. And then it said they were having a concert, so I thought, okay, I'm going to check this out.
Check it out.
So I went to their first concert, and I was amazed. I was amazed at the sound. It was beautiful. So then I signed up. And then after I signed up, I was all excited about it. And then I said to my husband, you've got to come to the choir.
Right,
You've got to come to the choir. And then I noticed there's youth in the choir. So it's an intergenerational choir.
Exactly.
And the young kids were there. I thought, my grandson would love this. And I think it's the greatest gift I could give to him, to bring him into this choir and have him hear that sound, even while we're practicing.
Yes, that
It's
gift
moving.
of music.
Very,
And as
very
Ruth
beautiful.
Lewis said when she set out to establish Voices Rising, you know, combining youth and adult was a very important factor.
Mm-hmm.
So good for you, lucky for you, so that Caden, you can be involved. Okay, first, where do you go to school?
St. Patrick's School in Gainesville, Florida.
All right, and what age are you?
11.
Okay, and so how long have you been with the chorus?
2 years.
2 years, all right.
I remember the first concert, I think
Right.
she brought me to. I brought a book, but as soon as I started hearing, I didn't read the book at all. I just watched and listened. It was like amazing.
But have you grown up with music in your home?
Yes.
So you play instruments, you and your husband, Kathy, or
Yes,
music is a
there's
part of your
a lot
life?
of music, a lot
Yeah.
of piano, guitar. We make music anytime we can.
Okay. So what a wonderful legacy. So tell me a little, Caden, about the rehearsals and what it was like. You just said at the beginning you were drawn in, but how do you feel when you start over? Now you're preparing for this spring concert coming up, April 28th.
Well, I think it's just amazing how we can take words off a piece of paper and turn them into such an amazing song. Like the words come to life.
Well, first of all, I'm impressed because at the rehearsal I attended, you were singing in Latin, you were singing in Hebrew. I mean, and that was just a small little snippet, you know, didn't get through the whole concert. So think what an advantage this is for you in terms of education also. And Kathy, what are some of the things you've been observing in your several years being a member?
Well, it really doesn't matter if you can read music or not.
Right.
You don't ever have to be afraid that, I'm not good enough to join this choir. You just have to come in and
It's a welcoming
speak-
experience.
It's very welcoming. You just have to
Yes.
sing a little for Ruth, and she'll put you in there, and it's a great experience. And you learn as you go along too. If you can't read music or
Right.
anything like that, they give CDs to help you practice. There's all kinds of ways that we help, or the choir helps, to get you to learn the songs.
Right, to make
You
sure
don't have to-
everybody
yes.
gets to participate.
Yeah, and some of the pieces are very difficult, and
I can see.
we work through it, and Ruth is excellent.
Oh,
I'm not sure if I said that. She's an excellent director.
I think I can tell.
Very,
Even from my one rehearsal, I congratulate the opportunity for all of you to be able to have Ruth Lewis as your artistic director. And Caden, I'm just so impressed with all that you're achieving. And look at all these people you're getting to know. Have you made a lot of friends in the course?
Yeah.
Yes, of all ages.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so what is it, how do you get them to talk? What is it that you...
Well, Ruth usually does.
she
she'll
leads
do-
the way.
Yeah. Well, she'll just say, get up and go find someone that's not in your section and go tell them how you joined the choir. And
How wonderful. So you get to make a lot of friends that way.
mhm.
Oh, I am very much impressed by that. What a good attitude everyone has. And we're just about to take a quick break. But Kathy, would you like to add anything else?
I think that if you're at all interested, just come and sign up and join. That's
I
all
agree.
you need to know, and all the rest is taken care of for you. And
And then you
it's a wonderful
just
experience.
enjoy singing.
Totally,
Yes.
very, very nice.
Stay with us. We'll be right back. We're back talking about Voices Rising Community Chorus, and I'm pleased to introduce Zoe and Rebecca Levin. And it's great to have you both here, Zoe and Rebecca. Okay, identical twins and members of the chorus. And I'm excited you're here, and your mother, Ann Ray, I know, is also a member of the chorus. So tell me a little, well, first, where are you in school? What school?
Lincoln.
All right, and what grade?
We're in 6th.
All right. And when did you start with the chorus? When did you join?
I started 2 years ago, and I started 2.5.
Okay, so you're already seasoned performers, right? Getting ready for another upcoming concert, and I'm sure you're looking forward to it. What is it like getting into the rehearsals and getting to know everybody there, and bring us up to that experience? Talk about that experience a little bit, Rebecca.
You make a lot of new friends. I'm friends with most of the youth.
Yes.
That's not actually very many people.
No, but it's good. And what about you, Zoe?
Well, you come into the rehearsal, everyone's talking and
There's a
having
good spirit
fun.
of joy. That's what I
We
noticed.
sing about how we're barn animals.
Well, what I also noticed how you sing in Latin and Hebrew and Japanese, and so you're learning all these languages while you're singing, and that's pretty impressive.
Well, by learning, it's more like learning that it's in instead of in Latin.
Okay, what about you, Zoe? So you're getting these finer points.
Some of the Latin songs, it's like the Latin fugues, it's sometimes a bit hard to follow.
No, I could understand that. I was just, humming along.
Yeah.
But do you look forward to the performances? Is there a sense of excitement? Do you ever get nervous?
Well, so I do get nervous before some of the songs that just the kids have or have a part of. Like, there are not many youth, so
it's almost like a little semi-solo. So you get okay. So you have to really work hard for with the youth songs. That makes me okay, because when I'm attending, I'm going to be paying attention to that. And I appreciate, Zoe and Rebecca, you're being a part of Voices Rising Community Chorus and sharing your good thoughts with us. Stay with us. We'll be right back. We're talking about Voices Rising Community Chorus, and I'm pleased to introduce Professor Emeritus, University of Florida School of Music, Willis Bodine, and to welcome back Ruth Lewis, Artistic Director and Conductor of Voices Rising. And Ruth and Willis, it's wonderful to have you, and it's a special privilege, Willis, to have you.
Thank you.
Here
it's wonderful
as our
to be
guest.
here.
Thank you very much. And I'm learning so much about Voices Rising. And here we have the spring concert coming up.
Yes.
So tell us, Ruth.
April 28th, it's a Saturday. There'll be 2 performances, one at 3 o'clock and one at 7 o'clock. And it will be downtown at First United Methodist Church. There's plenty of parking right near the church. So we hope that everybody will come to one or both of the concerts. We feel very excited, I think, about this one because this is the end of our 5th anniversary season.
Right.
So we've done a lot of concerts now, and like many of our concerts, there's a great variety in this one. We have everything from Palestrina to Gilbert and Sullivan, and a really special honor that Willis Bodine has composed a piece especially for our chorus, and we will be premiering that on April 28th.
And I have to compliment you. That is just a wonderful opportunity for the chorus and for all of us in the audience. And Willis, how did all of this evolve?
Let me say quickly that I am the one who is being honored here because I am so excited and with the reception that I have gotten. A composer is always delighted when his music gets performed.
That's
But
wonderful.
I was having lunch with the president,
Okay, so
Jan,
you're Jan.
and we were chatting, and she said, "Oh, Willis Bodine." I said, "Yes," and she said, "Well, I'm so and so," and we talked about it, and I said, "You know, I've been thinking about writing a piece for Ruth Lewis's chorus," and she said, "Oh, I'm the president," and I said, "Great. Would you ask Ruth if she would like a piece?" And so that was the
back and forth.
inception.
That's
We
how
went
it
back
started.
and forth, and it's very unusual to have a composer and the performers work together so closely from the beginning. Usually, you think of the composer often as
Okay.
isolated, Garrett and so forth.
Right.
And eventually, there's the performer. Well, this was together
This has
from
been
the,
intermeshed.
yeah.
Oh, how
So
beautiful. How
Then,
wonderful.
like every composer, I had to start with the words.
Okay.
And I didn't know where I was because I didn't know exactly what her requirements would be, mine. So I thought, well, singing, voices, rising, what? And it suddenly came to me, the text with a voice of singing, which is a
Beautiful.
text I have known. It's from Hebrews. And I thought, wow, that
So
would be
that was the
perfect.
first
So
that started to
that's,
crystallize.
and that's actually the title of the work, with a voice of singing. And then Ruth explained that she had the youth choir, so we had to have that. And I said, you know, Ruth, it would help if we could put an instrument with it because it invigorates the whole
Right.
performance. I said, do you think you could add an instrument? And she said, oh, yes. I said, what about a clarinet? She said, yes. I said, I heard the marvelous clarinetist at one of your performing groups. So Bess DeFarber is going to play.
Is on board.
And so before I put a note on the page, I made sure that Ruth got Bess committed to the date.
Okay.
And Bess is very excited about doing the
Oh,
work too.
and she was at the rehearsal, so
Yes.
see, I
Yeah.
got a little taste of this,
Yeah.
which I was most excited about.
And
So
then I was
continue.
putting the text together, and I wanted to quote from the notes. It says, the text speaks of the joy of singing, of the music of the spheres that Pythagoras understood, that surrounds us in all parts of the universe. Young and old, we join to give sound and voice to the common vibrations of our existence, frequencies that extend even to high and low spectra far beyond our human hearing. It's a professorial statement, but that's not surprising.
No.
Nonverbal sonorities must serve to convey even more of this ecstasy.
And it's very dramatic work, as you heard when you were at our rehearsal.
It is, and I'm just first. This is just so impressive and so wonderful and touching, and just what you said about a composer doesn't often have this relationship. And I'm just learning.
Well, we go
listening
back
to
a long
both of
way.
you. I know. So
When I
share
was
that
in
a
graduate
moment.
school, I studied organ and harpsichord with Willis.
With Willis.
She was one of the prize grad students I've ever had, and she is now my favorite colleague. And so that relationship is working out beautifully. We've traded information all through this process.
Right,
When I
working
printed the
together.
copies, that was not the end of it. I had a note from Ruth, what about page 17? This pianissimo needed to be a little, what about the slur over here? So yes,
all
we've
along
gone-
collaborating. Yes, I
It's like a
understand.
Broadway show.
Yes.
I don't know whether you know about that, but that's the way Broadway shows come together. They don't just come
Exactly.
off the page.
No,
They
it's-
come in rehearsal and you work
And then
back
you
and
work-
forth. No, this song isn't working. Let's do something
No,
else.
you have to tweak it all the time.
Exactly.
Tweaking
So
it.
I'm hopeful that we've taken care of all of that and that everything is all together. I am hopeful.
Well, you'll hear it in a couple of weeks.
I will.
I know. So on April 28th, I know you will be in the audience. I'm going to be in the audience, and we are looking forward to Voices Rising Community Chorus and this wonderful opportunity for your 5th anniversary, Ruth. We congratulate you.
Thank you.
And Willis, for this wonderful opportunity that all of us can enjoy. And I thank all of my guests, very much so. And I hope that I will see you at Voices Rising Community Chorus 5th Anniversary Concert, April the 28th. I'm so glad you tuned in, and I hope you'll join us next week.